If we get with that passport in Venezuela and we come from places like this, or we have ever said anything against the government, we're just going to be thrown in jail.
Guys, thank you for joining me. John Soto, this is SotoCast. Today, taking a look at this lady. She is a Venezuelan. Obviously, she defected from the country. She's left it quite some time ago. She's going to give a little bit of a background as to what it was like. This is actually I think it's a 20-minute long interview. Obviously, like I said, most people don't have a long time for things. So this is going a little bit somewhere in the middle. Just take a listen to what she has to say and then we'll comment.
The real reality is different. The real reality is different. Those Americans, free Maduro, that's not real reality. That's them living in their little fairy tale story that are going to have a rude awakening. That's the truth.
Check one last thing on here. Just, I always get paranoid with my camera, but very powerful stuff. Very powerful. I think you've answered. I think you've answered everything that I've been going to ask, but is there anything else that you would like to add that maybe you haven't said that would be really important?
I talked to my brother this morning that lives in Venezuela, and I asked him those words. I said, I'm having the opportunity to talk to somebody about the situation in Venezuela. If you had the opportunity to talk, what do you want me to say? And he said, I want them to know the truth. In here, we don't have a future. When we work, we don't work for a home. We don't work for a car. We don't work for future plans. I would love to have children, and I can't. Not because I physically can't, but because we cannot afford it. We work for survival, and sometimes that doesn't even happen. So the real reality is, as long as America continues on help, there may be a future. I may be able to go and see my brother again. Hey, it's so strong. I have constant nightmares that I am ripped away from my husband. And I'm sent back at Venezuela, and I'm terrified of what they are going to do with me. And those are nightmares because I love my country, but how can I live in it? How can I survive in it? There is not even the chance for survival. I had to leave my country. I had to cross the border with a 1-year-old to Brazil. I had to hide my son in a car because the military police wanted to take us. Because we were trying to leave the country, they wanted to force us to stay. I left my country with just the clothes I was wearing and a little bit of diapers and milk that I had left. Don't you dare telling me that this is not a reason for celebration. When I first come into the United States, I cried and had to turn around to my husband and ask him to please help me to open the shower because I didn't even know how to open the shower. When I walked into Walmart and I saw so many options to eat, I couldn't believe myself. Our reality is different. We want to live. And you guys have everything in this country. More than you could ever imagine. And I just wish that you could love it a little bit more. And respect it a little bit more. Because if I had to give my life for America, I would. Because my family, I can have dreams and hopes and plans of a future. Dreaming of a home, of a car, and all these silly things. Because of the United States. And whatever they do, they can destroy our body, they can destroy our history, they can destroy everything that they have done. They destroyed the Bolivar, they took 5 zeros from our, they can destroy anything, but what is in here? What is in here, the things that we live through, that we survive through, they will never take it away from us. And there will be a day that as a family, I'm going to go and hug them all again. And we're going to say that we make it. And that's because real men in uniform went and took that man away. And that is the truth. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. Here, let me...
That's because real men in uniform went and took that guy away. This is on a local affiliate of Channel 7. It's a KA TV. If you just type in Venezuelan woman, she'll pop up right away. I really, try to watch the whole thing. 18 minutes long, about 20 minutes long. And she breaks it all down. I mean, she breaks it all down. She is trying to, with her tears and her experience, tell people what it's like to live under a system like that, under a system that unfortunately gains a lot of traction for people that haven't lived through it, that haven't studied it. So it doesn't take much studying Doesn't take much studying. If you just look through, Marxist, communist, socialist dictators throughout the world, it doesn't end in prosperity. I think I've said this several times before, that the people that are constantly trying to eliminate, top 1% or whatever, it's all a tribalistic thing. It's just trying to, it's divide and conquer style politics. You can't eliminate the top 1%. That's mathematics. There's always going to be a top 1%. The top 1% or the top upper echelon of a society is either going to be somebody in a capitalistic system that has, now, granted, capitalism, especially when it's captured, crony capitalism, corporate capitalism, there are, it's not perfect. A pure free market system, even our system that it definitely has a lot of hiccups in it as far as it's captured, and people getting leg ups through the government and stuff like that, still has a pretty large amount of meritocracy built into the system. And when you have a capitalistic system, the majority of the people that are going to rise to the top are the people that put in the amount of effort, plus their talent, plus luck. You add all that together, and then you can thrive and flourish in a capitalistic system. So the top 1% is either going to be chosen in a communist, Marxist, socialist dictatorship, or it's going to be earned. I know which one I would prefer, but you're never going to eliminate the top echelon of a society. That's always been the case. When you go, when you look at Russia, when you look at, when they had the bread lines, the Soviet Union, when they had bread lines, all of these countries, they all have starving people dying of starvation, like just poverty throughout. Everyone is equal. Everyone's pretty much equal for the most part. Like 90% of the country is all equal. They're equally poor. They're equally poor. They're equally hungry. They're equally starving. They're equally, everyone wants, medical for all. They're equally sick and have zero access to medication. And then you have the upper echelon, which are the ruling class, which are the people in government. When it comes to a socialist communist country, the people in government, they are the upper echelon. They are the top tier. They are just chosen through either, they're friends of the people that are in power, or maybe prior to the regime they were enabled to amass enough wealth that they can buy themselves power, political power. But there's very little that's earned, and the mobility, that is the key when it comes to the United States of America. One of the most important things is be able to start literally at the bottom, and it's wherever you want to take it. Now, that doesn't mean you will absolutely always get there. If I wanted to be, an NBA star, it's probably not going to happen. But if I wanted to be an accomplished business person with a lot of money, there's not too much really in my way. As long as I have an relatively average IQ, and I can really sit down and plan things out and listen to people and gain from their experience and their knowledge. And you can plan these things out. Even if you just wanted to be a regular employee, and you just got a regular IRA, and you worked for 35 years and just little by little put your money away into an IRA, you'd probably be a millionaire by the time you hit your 60s. That is what's capable. That's what people are capable of in this country, if they put their mind to it. Now, I understand that there are a lot of people, and I speak to a lot of people that ask me for advice and ask me, and they still don't listen. So it is what it is. That's a vast majority of people. They're just not going to listen. They're not going to be motivated enough. They're not going to take the advice. They're not going to make the steps necessary to do the things that are staring them right in the face. It's, like I said, a simple IRA will go a hell of a long way. I mean, the average person is in the workforce for over 40 years. In that small amount in that period of time, even the most minute monthly investment into an IRA it would be staggering. So, but that's not what she has available when she was in Venezuela. That's not what I mean, you talk to people coming from that country, and it seemed just like a horror show. I mean, I don't know if it's at the level of a North Korea, but you know, it seemed absolutely horrible, and you could see from her pain, and how joyful she is, and then you can absolutely see that when she takes herself back to that place, just how horrible it was. I believe the comment that she made. So there's a guy that I listen to, the body language expert. He's a very prominent YouTube guy. He's the one that I was listening to him break down. He's a Venezuelan, and he broke down. He has an excellent break. If you want to really know about what's going on in Venezuela, the body language expert, by far one of the best channels out there. He's from Venezuela. He's basically left the country. If he were to go back, they would absolutely have arrested him and imprisoned him and disappeared him. But he was saying that one of the reasons why a lot of people don't know how to take showers is there's no water. He said that there's a lack of just water. There's a lack of pretty much everything. He basically said I think he was giving an example that they would have WhatsApp group chats, and they would find out when a supermarket was getting a shipment in of powdered milk. That was something that everybody had to like be on top of, so that they could run out there and buy powdered milk, because that's one of the commodities that can be stored, can be put away. Electricity, from my understanding, was very touch and go. So you couldn't store a lot of food, even if you had food, in the fridge for that long. He said water was very, non-existent for showering and stuff like that. For all of these people that are complaining, it's so strange to me. The other part that's strange is that, like, I seem like a lot of the leftists, like, I see a lot of people out there going and interviewing them and saying, would you exchange Maduro for Trump? And they say, absolutely. It's so odd because, like, he was one of the most, like, abortion's outlawed there, gay marriage is outlawed there. Like, all of the super right-wing things are, like, implemented in Venezuela as, like, part of his dictatorship, part of the rules that he's and I don't see any of these people going out there and asking them and letting these people know that these were his views. Whether I agree with them or not, we're just letting you know that you would say that you would want Maduro here. As soon as he would be here, he would outlaw gay marriage, outlaw abortion, outlaw pornography, which I'm sure a lot of the right-wing people would like. But a lot of these left-wing people that are, kind of praising Maduro and saying that, he was amazing, they don't know that stuff. It's very strange times. Very strange times. Guys, if you're still here, please hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate all the new subs. But yeah, give her a listen. It's an excellent interview. Like I said, 20 minutes. It goes by quick. I always watch everything a little bit faster. But let me know what you think. 6283 Talk on the X. I'm John Soto. See you again in the next video, guys. Take care.